Hello, everybody. Oh, rats. Ah, the thing wasn't supposed to ring. Ah, sorry, guys. Rats. I think that I usually have it away and I forgot to. Anyway, first of all, is the sound and picture okay? And you can hear me all right and everything? Let's see. We got, hey, Underachiever and Eddie and Javier and Junior and Bruce. Hi, Rohit. How you doing? Okay, good. Everything's working. Hey, Blake. Um, Today, hey, Mark. Mark, Mark, didn't you just get a uh, what do they call Maurice Lacroix masterpiece? Mark, was that you, Mark? I'm not sure. Hey, John, how you doing? In Old English, I guess I'm old American. Uh, Today, yeah. How do you like it so far, Mark? I Let me tell you what I'm asking Mark about. Mark got one of these, and mine has been working perfectly, and it's got the outlaw movement in it. Um, anyway, I thought I'd ask about it. That's another thing. I'm always sort of looking for one of those. I found one, and I want to have one of each of the different manufacturers. They're not easy to find, though. First of all, you have to find out which ones have a Jacquet 736, which is also called La Jeux Pereire 736. And then you go hunt them down and figure out how you're going to get one. There's a couple on my list. One I really like. It's the problem with it is that it's expensive and it only comes in gold, and that's the Baume Mercier. So, anywho, that's another one I have my eye out for if I see one. Okay, so let's see what's going on today. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Everybody stay safe. I have a '50s AP with a comma in it. It's my first vintage manual wind. Okay. Yeah, APs. They're very good watches. Audemars Piguet. Okay, let's see what Chi-Town, California. Made the brave trip for more than half and half. Okay. Uh, See, case was perfect and love the move. I searched for 4 months for one. Man, I tell you, once you get one, though, you got it. They're really a cool watch, and they're not that expensive. That's usually the best part. When I say not much expensive, it's I haven't seen one out of metal. Most of them are like under 3,000. Now I said that, and Mark will tell me, well, he paid five for his or something like that. I hope you didn't. Okay. Hey, Mark J. Watch. Yeah, yeah. Oh, my shirt. Yeah, I'm not a. Uh, Listen, if my socks match, that's what I consider a fashion statement. So, yeah, I've got on my Parmigiani Fluier Hemispheres, and this is the watch I use for my travel watch. We went out for a walk this morning, and it's about a mile from our house down to the corner, and it's a mile back. So I thought, well, I'll wear a travel watch for this for this one. So I put on my hemisphere. I love wearing this watch. It's got those big horn lugs on it and stuff. Anyway, okay, let's see what's going on. Hey, Blake, what do you? I'm about to get my first pocket watch. Do you have any advice? Oh, wow! For a pocket watch, there's lots of options. You know what I would like to get for a pocket watch for any watch really is one with a porcelain dial. We were talking about, someone was talking about porcelain dial the other day. And they're, that I don't, I've seen enamel dials, and in fact, you can buy dials with enamel dials. And that I think would be, I think one of the first watches I made, I got an enamel dial from Germany, made it, worked out perfectly, and sent it to a friend. It's, okay, let's see. Anyone finding their automatic watch is stopping because of staying home? Oh, that's an interesting thing. This is automatic, but I don't wear automatics too often. Usually, what I'll do is that I'll, wind them up to get them going, then set them and everything. And when I go for a walk or something, they'll. But I can see that's a good question. Hi, Sam. How you doing? Loving my Rolex OP 36 millimeter, not a hyped Rolex at all, but with excellent build and finish. That's the way I feel about this Cellini Prince. Not hyped, but a neat watch. Mine was very reasonable, 1K less than current offerings I've seen. Way to go, Mark. That's what I like to hear. You got to get a cool watch. You're not paying crazy prices. I think that's what we all ought to do. The manufacturers have all these rules about, well, if you're an AD, you can't sell under this, you can't do this, you can't do that. We ought to have our rules. You can't pay full price. You never pay a premium. Those ought to be collector rules. Yeah, I'll fix it up for you. Oh, hey, by the way, yesterday, after I totally blew my demonstration, uh, this is see, is it still working? Whoops, it won't be working time I finish playing with it. This is that little Raymond Weil that I had, and I was showing everyone how to I'm winding it up, how to adjust the thing. And it was 7 seconds off when I started. By the time I finished my demonstration, it was 45 seconds off. So I thought, well, I better stop for now. So I finally got it down to 4 seconds. I was I on the little sort of analyzer time grapher that I have on my phone. In the morning group, I was trying to show them, say, look, it's down to 4 seconds. You couldn't see a thing on the screen with it. So I thought, well, I'll save you guys the problems or the trouble. Okay, let's see what's up. Hey, Williams watches. I'm Forbin. Hi, Forbin. Tear out the rotor from any auto. Okay, I, I may do that even if I'm not trying. Dear Stifle, how are you? Uh, okay, let's see. 24 karat Arabia. Hi, Al. Jacques Drews for porcelain dials. Yeah, Jacques Droz, right? Is that what you mean? I think. Okay. See, I'd really love E. Howard and Company pocket watch. Yeah, those are very nice. Okay. Hey, Junior, how you doing? Okay, doke. One of the things, let me ask you guys this. I'm working on tomorrow's regular video, and I decided to do it on Carl Buchner. I can't say it. I'll probably mess that up too. But I am finding that to be way more interesting than I realized. Um, their website is terrible for not for maybe buying a watch, but it's not very good for trying to find all the specs and everything on the watches. But boy, I tell you, once I did find it, there's a connection between Carl Buchner and FP Journe. I didn't realize. I had no idea. So I'm having fun doing it now. At first, I thought, well, I do it on Carl Buchner because so many people ask me to. Oh, how come you don't do anything on Carl Buchner? And so now I'm motivated. So I'll probably be up late working on that. Okay, so let's see. Hey, James, too. How are you? Yeah. By the way, I hope everybody's well. And if you're not, this is staying at home, chatting with us is probably one of the safest things you can do. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Yep, everything. Yeah, I'm in great shape. I've got in my every day I try to walk 5K, and sometimes I can't do it because of the cold or the rain. I'm way over 5K today, so I'm in great shape. How about the rest of you? You guys try to do some walking or something? I can't stand just to do nothing exercise. Um, I'd rather play basketball, which I do very badly, but I'd rather do something than just sort of like going on a treadmill. That drives me nuts. Some people can do it though. In this kind of situation, fortunately, we live out in the sticks and sort of a country mouse, so there aren't as many people. And the people we ran into, they were all separated by 6 feet. That was pretty good, but we only saw two walking a mile. Well, we saw a third person working in their yard, but that was it. And hardly any cars, so it was a nice walk. You can usually you got cars zooming around and all kinds of people, but without the virus, it's not a bad thing. Okay, did you mean the blue Buchner? No, no, that's a very cool one, though, Johnny. John, the one I'm talking about is Carl Buchner. Uh, the blue Buchner, I think, is for the Buchner. That's sort of a chain of European watch stores, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Clyde, how you doing? Um, okay, hey Todd, I'm a triathlete and can train all year for this at home. Good. Okay. I am I am not even a monoathlete, let alone a triathlete. Uh okay, what's going on? Um Going to jail. All right. They're having trials and stuff. That's one thing that my son does. I was talking to him today. He's out in California. He does a lot of expert testimony on gangs for the courts, and he said all the courts are closed. So I don't know. Going to the jail ought to be. I imagine it's on some legal thing. Okay. You're having a midlife crisis, huh? You joined CrossFit, and I can hardly stand straight. All right, well, that's a good thing. It's really important to stay in some kind of shape. That's how come I try to do my 5K a day, and even though it's walking and it's not, it doesn't do everything it's supposed to do, it keeps me going. They're still doing custody hearings. Okay, pump iron, right. I saw Bill Muscle Beach kicking sand into the faces of skinny hipster types. Yeah, that was me. I anyone without a beret got kicked sand. Let's see. Oh, closed custody hearings. Yeah, God, I tell you, being a cop now, I think, or anything with the courts, I think it'd be pretty rough. Just for everything. Right to a speedy trial. Yeah. Okay. Give him a drop of coronavirus. Adios. Let's see. Montreal courts. Oh, wow. Montreal courts are the same thing. Let's see. Archie's trying to e-bag 5K a week. What the hell? Sorry. What for? Why? What's Archie's trying to e-bag 5K a week? Oh, I get it. All right. I'm sorry, Clyde. I'm sort of slow on a pickup. I've been so jazzed about what oh, by the way, too, let's see what Tom did. He went out for a walk this evening and now enjoying some delicious chicken casserole. Too many people out walking during the daytime here in the UK. Yeah, we went out early in the morning. It was I don't know, we got all bundled up because it was colder than usual, and so people aren't walking their dogs and out walking around. And we got this really great walking path not far from it, but we went down the street and there were no cars or hardly any, and it was sort of cool. We went and got. Well, that was another thing. My wife has said that I can't go out to the grocery stores anymore which is which we have to order in. But we were short on eggs, and there's a down the street about a mile. There's this guy. He's got like a covered wagon, and a little sort of like a little miniature covered wagon, and he sells eggs, and he's got a box, and you drop the money in the box and take your eggs. He's been doing that for a couple of years now. So that was how we got our eggs. Let's see. Okay, what's going on? Hey, True Junior, that Parmigiani Hemi starting to grow on me. Oh man, they're cool. They really are. Having one for 59.50, no papers, seems like a really good deal. Yeah, that's now that's a price. That's the beginning of the discussion, I hope, right? On the price. I went downstairs, great adventure. What they found was interesting is that people who have houses with stairs live longer. And I can see why, because you're going up and down the stairs and stuff. So it's good exercise. So Eddie, you treat it like the first step in a triathlon. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, during the day, yeah, I got a night walk. I used to walk really early in the morning. I took a flashlight with me, and there was this girl who, or woman, I don't know, one or two, and she would always run, and she was out running, and I was walking, and we'd always pass each other in the middle, and it was sort of nice because, knowing someone else is out there. I uh, I've got a couple big holes in my fence in the back because now the bears came out, and there was one part of the fence they knocked down to come in. So I thought, well, I'll just leave it there so they don't knock another one down. Well, they knocked another one down. Lazy bears wouldn't go through their old place in the fence. So, yeah, real early here or real late here it gets dicey with the bears. But I figured if that happened, I might take up jogging if I saw a bear. Okay, let's see what's going on. Hebdo or automatic culpa? Let's see. Okie doke, what's going on? They put a shelter in place water in my state. Now I see more people outside in their front yards than I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, that was one of my neighbors was out. She was out doing some yard work out there. I think there are a lot of people who are getting all kinds of stuff done during this around the house. Rohat, I came across this independent called Baltic. I've heard of them. Nice watches, at least dials the case will. Not sure about the movement, so I'm guessing ETA. That if the price is right. Who let the bears out, right? I think our bears are. I don't know. The bears we have are just they're they have some of them have these yellow tags on their ears, and they'll have a number, and so we'll call the bear by his number. Other ones don't have tags, and the ones with tags they take way up north to Maine or someplace, and then make their way back to Connecticut. I don't know. They eat so much all the time. You have coyotes. Yeah, we have some coyotes up here, believe it or not. When I lived in San Diego, man, we had tons of coyotes. Same in there didn't seem to be as many in Texas and Arizona when I lived there, but boy, a lot of them in California. Um, Thomas C. He also said they have power to arrest and escort you home. Wow, bears. How do you feel safe walking early in the morning, knowing there are wild animals nearby? Well, you don't work early. You don't walk early in the morning. Period. At least I don't. Some people do. These certain joggers. They'll get out there and they're running, and yeah, the bears will. All the bears want to do. They're just looking for something to eat, and they don't eat people. No bear would dare mess. Yeah, that's right, Bruce. This bear come to be. I'd start telling the bear about watches, and once his eyes rolled back, he'd wander off. He'd get out of there fast. Coyotes in San Diego love feeding on toy dogs and cats. No kidding. A lot of times we'd find these flea collars, and that was all that was left of them. Those guys, they got. We have our with our neighbors, the goats. If we see any, we don't see too many here. To tell you the truth, very rarely. But if we see any, we call our neighbors with the goats and tell them there's a coyote out there, and they'll run them off. Sometimes we saw a bobcat, but bobcats aren't going to mess with a goat. And the bears aren't either. I mean, they could care less about the goats. Let's see. How high do you rate the Vestron 1921 out of all the watches I own? The 1921, boy, you know, I like it a lot. It's the 4400 Vestron Constantine 4400 is one of these movements that is a very solid, dependable movement. It's about a 2-day wind to it. It takes 2 days to wind it and 2 days to unwind. But it's it's like it's one of my top watches. My really top watches are my FP Journes and H Mosers. The it's again, it's asking like, oh, what do what's your best child? It's hard to say. All of them have their own qualities, and the Vacheron Constantin is, it's just a nice watch. It's fun to have. It looks different, and I like the fonts on it, the Breguet hands. There's a lot to like about that watch. They're really very expensive though, and that's about the only thing I don't like about it. But since I have one, I shouldn't complain. I shouldn't. A lot of things I shouldn't complain about. When are you going to see pictures of the goats? I've been thinking about that. There's the back behind our house is that there are about 13 acres where the goats live, and they haven't, they'll wander around different places. But when I go down there, I want to take a picture of something. Some of the wetlands, it's really, muddy and sort of yucky right now because of melted snow and some rain we've had. So there is a picture. Actually, there's a picture of one of our goats looking at one of my FP Journe watches. A few years ago, FP Journe started this contest to have a picture, the best picture of, I think, summer picture or spring picture of an FP Journe. So I went down there and showed my FP Journe to one of the goats, and the goat stood up and was looking at it. I took the picture. And later on, FP Journe was showing a bunch of pictures of people that they had taken of their watches, and there was me and my goat, not me and my goat, but my watch and my goat. So I'll try to get some other ones. They're really fluffy right now, and for some reason they haven't been coming out. I suppose if you guys really want to see a picture of my goats, I'll go over there. They have like a pin that they keep them in, and then they open it up, and then they come out and they munch on stuff and come back behind our house. I don't know what's going on right now. Okay, so I'll get the goats. Yeah, okay, Javier. If you think FP Journe will be a long-term company, he. I don't know. That's a good question. The fact that Chanel bought 10% of the company or something like that. I think the intention, sort of, Francois Paul decided his kids weren't gonna. His son, especially, he wasn't interested in watching. His son is, I think, is a pilot or something, which is, I used to do that, and that's awfully fun too. But if you're either interested in watches or you're not, and the same thing with watchmaking. Some in families they go from father to son to daughter. Um, oh boy, I can never remember her name. She won the Watchmaker of the Year a few years ago. She developed the movements for Cartier, some really good ones. And most people don't realize this, but she comes from a long line of watchmakers. When you talk about father son, it's with watchmakers. People say, "Oh yeah," but there are a lot of daughters too who are really good watchmakers. I think that I believe Christine Hutter, who's the head of Moritz Grossmann, is also from a family of watchmakers. So I have to head out. Okay, take care, Eddie. Uh, all right, let's see. The goat probably was interested in eating a strap. No, I tell you what the goat was interested in. When they see me, they know I'll give them one of two things. We have a couple apple trees in the back and some pear trees. And sometimes, the apples and the pears will fall off in the yard and stuff. And, you know, I'll give them to the goats. Well, they think that's really great. And so if I go over there, what he was looking for is like he saw the watch, but what he was really looking for was, where's the apple or pear you got for us? How how flugpily are how fluffy are the goats? Things get bad, you can use them. Yeah. Yeah, all right. That's true, Clyde. Oh, you ought to see the goats right now. They're really fluffy right now. They have all of this cashmere goat hair that they have. I guess I want to try to get a picture of them before they comb it out. They don't shear them like sheep, but they take these combs and comb out all the cashmere, and the goats sort of lose weight like that. Um, Okie doke. A recommendation on goatskin straps. Oh man, right. That's exactly right. However, we can talk about cashmere sweaters if you'd like. How about a nice cashmere band? That would be nice. It'd be nice and soft too, because they just comb that out. Yeah, I know. Okay, what are you guys doing? Okay. All right. Now let me ask you guys again, do any of you have a Carl Buchener watch? Anybody? Yes, no? Somebody just raise your hand. I can see you wherever you are. If you do, I'd like to sort of get a quick opinion on that. I've never really considered them. It was something that oh God, there's this one guy who has a watch show. I forgot his name. A real nice kid, very super nice guy, and he sent me a picture of this Carl Buchner. He got a beautiful looking watch, but yeah, I didn't think much about it. May not be the best smelling cashmere once Bill's done with. Oh, oh, Clyde, come on now. Uh, you're thinking of your friend the sheep, aren't you? These are goats. They're not that kind of goat. See, Carol Forcenter. That's the one at Cartier Watchmaker. Yeah, she's the one who's comes from a watchmaking family. Um, Carl Birchner or Mac the Knife. I stay away from both. Oh, Carl the Butcher. No, Carl Buchner. It's really Forbin. Take a look at those watches. Take a look at the history of it. I think they'll surprise you. Now, the history of the recent one only goes back to about 2001 or so, but their movements are really very interesting, super interesting. Um, oh man, Bruce. Bruce has been watching Apocalypse Now, I think. Um, oh, hey, yeah, something else that I thought might be fun for us to do. Okay, let's face it. Yesterday, it was very very hard to see the sort of the process because I've got my camera is built into my computer, and So it's, even stacking up books and everything, it doesn't work too well. So what I thought I'd do, we could go through some process, and the process that I think might be fun for us is that I have that watch, and I got it working and everything. The one, not my Raymond Weil, but the other one that I had. And what we'll do is that we can start with the tools that we'll need, and then take it apart, and then put it back together again. Does that sound like an interesting uh, project? What do you think? Oh God, come on now. Uh, let's see. Only mistake made was to make most of the high-end pieces plus 45 millimeter. Oh, okay. So they're really big. Is that it? Let's see. What do you guys? You're talking to each other. I'm not sure if I got the right one. Let's see. All right. Well, anyway, what do you think about doing that for a project? I'll make these little bitty videos, and then be able to use my camera and all of my stuff here, and then so we can get some pictures of what's going on, and then just have those as regular uploads, just little ones. And for each of the pieces, first of all, disassembling it and then putting it back together. And then we could either use, you could get one from, get an inexpensive watch from eBay and take it apart and put it back together again. Or, the reason that I'm not suggesting we get a bunch of watch parts is that it usually takes longer to get them, and most of them right now are from China. When China and everybody else sort of gets back in the business again, I think we can do some stuff like that. Yeah, I know, Mark. That's how come I wanted to have, yeah, Mark. Yeah, you got it now. We'll have some recorded ones, then we can talk about it, and then we'll have another recorded one that you can actually see, and then we can have it on this discussion. Holy cow! Bet you didn't know that lady you mentioned from Cartier is the behind the movement of the Ulysses in Freak. That is impressive. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. She won the Watchmaker of the Year, which is no small feat. I mean, she's up there with um, uh, Vitarek, with Dufour, with they had one, the three guys at Vacheron and Constantin who made the world's most complicated watch. I mean, she's really good, and she does come from a family of watchmakers. Anyway, all right. Well, uh, any reactions? I mean, does that sound like something worth doing? Because didn't work too well with a pile of books. What about a little watch? Take it apart and put it back together. Yes, no, maybe. What do you think? Nobody, not something. Okay, all right, Sam. Thanks. We want ghosts. Okay, Clyde. I'll do the best I can. Okay, all right, Bruce. All right, we'll go ahead and do that. Uh, we'll start it. We could start tomorrow, I guess. We'll have it. What I'm going to have to do is do a little video, starting off, and then you have that, and then we'll talk about it, or we'll talk about it, and then you can take a look at it and see what goes on. Okie doke, and the goats too. All right, Bruce. God. All right, so hasta mañana, and and I should have that the regular Friday video tomorrow, which will be on Buchener, which really surprised me a lot. So, anyway, take care, stay safe, and see you tomorrow. And um, Clyde, if when you visit the jail, if somebody drops a bar of soap, don't pick it up. See you tomorrow.